Okay, this is going to be a overview of the origin of the T9C. The T9C Texas experience is going to be a one of a kind deal, never been done before. People come in. First of all, they've got a 30-acre outline. We have a 30-acre outline of the state of Texas in rocks that they can take either hike around, or I'll drive them around in the trail wagon, but open only to groups without reservation. Take them around. It's a mile and a half where they can walk, and I'll have my historical district signs are all around. Then they'll come to the museum where the tour guide will be appear out of thin air. They can specify what tour guide they want beforehand. The tour guide will appear and take them on a guided tour. Now this is a collection of memorabilia from not only mine but my sister Anita's. A lot of her stuff is here, and some of Clarice's stuff. But this is just stuff that I have collected over 70 years. And this is arranged by the shelves, at least. And like I said, this is beginning. It'll be, I don't plan to open it for about 2 or 3 more months. I opened it in March of 2017. These things are starting in 1943, and all this shelf is all the way up to 69. Now, some of this stuff, other stuff, is stuff that I have painted for. Well, this was donated to me when I was at Triple R. One of my vendors gave me that, painted that for me. And these are things, when I did the historic tours of Angelo, I'd put these in like this one in Miss Hattie's, had one for the Railroad Museum. And then the next shelves top shelf is 70s and 80s, middle shelf is the 90s, this shelf is 2000 to 2010, and over here is from 2010 on. And this is kind of my workstation where I make things and put collections together. This is all the antique office equipment will be here. You can see this old ad machine there. And then over here, I have different sections. Now we're going to go into, included in the tour will be the costume room. Let's show this end down here. This is where most of the costumes are. We have 500 costumes. And I also have a library and archives where you can see pictures of all the costumes and a lot of other memorabilia you can go through if you want. My museum is a little bit different. I'm not going to call it exactly a museum. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to call it, but my museum is different than most museums because adults are encouraged to pick the items up and look at them, because some of them, first of all, they're on both sides. They have different stories on both sides or explanations about what this represents. This is about the 1962 canoe race. This one is about my driving a street sweeper to Washington, D.C. in 1966. And I'll write the description on the back, kind of explain a little bit. But over in the archives, you can, if you really want to get serious about reading about that, I've had that over here. This says stuff, some of them have stuff written on the bottom, or newspaper articles or whatever. Then this particular, of course, this is Clarice's grandmother. There's different pictures around. Then up here, this is an article about Julius Runge's death. Julius Runge was in Galveston, and he was apparently one of the movers and shakers down there, and they had he was president of everything, I guess. And that's a story about him. Then, of course, a lot of these are gifts. This quilt there, my daughter had that made for me. She had given took some t-shirts that I had for some of my events, and she had that quilt made. That map up there is of my travels. I've been to all 50 states now. The last one was Alaska. I went and finished the 48 in 1999. Then I added Hawaii and well, see, I'd done Hawaii. Just Alaska was the only one I didn't have until I went there when James was at the Coast Guard. And these are the different things I have where I have doodads to make different objects. A lot of these, I entered a lot of costume contests, and some of these things are from costume contests and represent costume, like with Dracula. People have a tendency to give me things like Dracula's and Elvis, and Ramona gave me a Evel Knievel. Sam Houston is my idol. And this will probably take people conceivably 2 or 3 hours to go through it, depending on how many questions I ask, but that's
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.